Well, everyone, it's a very interesting time because it looks like the iPhone market share in terms of how much, potentially compared to Androids in America, that iPhones are basically sold, or how much or how many iPhones are in use compared to Androids is a very interesting number, because it looks like now the iPhone market share has actually jumped to 55% for the iPhones that are available, as opposed to the Androids, which have actually gone down in terms of the market share that they have. So it kind of makes sense. There's a push and pull. Anytime there's if there's two competitors, if one goes down, the other one goes up. And in this case, it looks like iPhones are actually going up in terms of, how many sales and how many iPhones are being used at one point. Now, there's this research firm that basically said that in the second quarter of 2023, they actually found that smartphone shipments declined by 24% year on year. So this makes a lot of sense. Whenever there's, as phones get better and better, as technology gets better and better, there's less and less of a reason for people to go and upgrade. So this is pretty much no exception. We see this time and time again. And it looks like, at least for, Androids, they went ahead and took the biggest hit for some Android manufacturers. Not all, but some of them. Now, they said that Alcatel basically had the worst decline. Samsung shipments fell 37%, which is pretty wild. Motorola went down 17%. And Google was pretty much the only one, I guess, that didn't go down in market share or didn't go down in sales. But this is because they did have the Pixel Fold, and they also had the Pixel 7a that also came out. But the other thing too is that during the second quarter, there's not like a crazy amount of phones that come out. It's usually for like the third quarter, except for Samsung. They usually drop their phones the first quarter. But typically the majority of phones come out later on in the year. So it's just one of those things to keep in mind. Now, iPhones, on the other hand, it looks like the shipments only fell 6% year on year. So that is actually a way less number than, so smaller number than what it was getting on the Androids. So that in and of itself is a very interesting thing. But on top of that, it looks like because the market share of those Android phones have gone down, the iPhone's market share has actually kind of gone up, which is very, very interesting. And this is actually one of the highest market share numbers they've had pretty much since last year, Q4 2022. So this is honestly a very cool thing. And I think this is one of the highest, Q2s they've had in a very long amount of time. And it's funny because Google is the only one that even kind of went up in market share this year. So I think that's really, really funny. But ultimately, iPhones are kind of beating Android phones in this specific situation. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. Let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.